Your great-grandmother could walk into an empty field with nothing in her hands and walk out with dinner, medicine, and seeds for next year. You cannot. And that is not an accident. Between 1903 and 1983, the United States lost 93% of its vegetable varieties. Not to disease, not to climate, to a deliberate decades-long campaign by the same families who built the oil empire, the chemical industry, and the modern fertilizer business. They did not just take food away from us. They made sure we forgot how to find it ourselves. Today, I'm going to walk you through 15 forgotten skills your great-grandparents used every single week. Skills that fed entire towns through depressions, droughts, and wars. Skills so powerful that erasing them required generations of work by some of the wealthiest men in history. Stay with me, because the last three are the ones they tried hardest to bury. Skill number 1. The backyard polyculture pond. In 475 BC, a Chinese fish farmer named Fan Li wrote a treatise describing a system that produced more protein per square foot than cattle ranching. A single backyard pond stocked with 4 species of carp. Mud carp on the bottom eating sediment. Silver carp in the middle filtering algae. Grass carp at the surface eating plants. Bighead carp eating zooplankton. Each fish occupies a different layer of water. There is no competition. There is no waste. The system feeds itself. This method fed more humans throughout history than any other protein source on Earth. A backyard pond of 15 feet by 15 feet can produce more protein in a year than a quarter acre of cattle pasture. The fish clean each other's waste. The algae bloom feeds the lowest layer. The grass clippings from your lawn feed the grass carp. You buy the fingerlings once, and the system reproduces itself. Then, in the early 1900s, American agricultural policy declared backyard aquaculture inefficient and pushed farmers toward cattle and industrial fish farms that required feed, antibiotics, and permits. A family pond required none of that, so it had to be forgotten. You can build one this year. The knowledge is still there. They just stopped teaching it. Skill number 2. Growing the moringa tree. There is a tree that grows 15 feet in 1 year. Press its seeds and you get oil that runs diesel engines without modification. Drop those same seeds in dirty water, and they kill 99% of bacteria in 30 minutes. Eat the leaves and you get 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, 4 times more calcium than milk, and 2 times more protein than yogurt. This tree fed civilizations for 4,000 years. In 1900, at the Paris World Exhibition, Rudolf Diesel demonstrated his new engine running on vegetable oil, not petroleum. Moringa oil was one of the candidates. Diesel wrote in his journal that vegetable oils would one day be as important as petroleum products. He was right. He was also dead within 9 years, under suspicious circumstances. Then, in 1870, John D. Rockefeller built Standard Oil and realized something that shaped the next century. You cannot monopolize a tree. By 1920, every alternative to petroleum had vanished from American infrastructure. Moringa was one of them. It still grows wild across 46 countries. It produces energy without drilling, feeds people without fertilizer, purifies water without infrastructure. And the same institutions Rockefeller built are still ensuring you never learn its name. If you want every single one of these systems sequenced into a plant this season plan, the full backyard blueprint is linked in the description. It's how I'd start if I were doing this from scratch. Skill number 3, the buried clay pot. 1 clay pot, a hole in the ground, 5 minutes. That is all it takes to build an irrigation system that waters your garden for 6 months without you ever touching a hose. NASA tested this method for growing food on Mars. Universities on 3 continents proved it uses 70% less water than the plastic drip lines on every hardware store shelf. The Romans documented it. The Chinese perfected it 2,000 years earlier. Pre-Columbian Peru used it. The indigenous peoples of the American Southwest used it. You bury an unglazed terracotta pot up to its neck, fill it with water, cap it, and walk away. The clay is porous. Water seeps out exactly where the roots need it. No evaporation, no runoff, no waste. The fertilizer companies and the irrigation industry made very sure you never heard of it, because there is no monthly product to sell. Here is the question that should be bothering you by now. If these three methods are this powerful, what else are we missing? Skill number 4. Saving seeds from your own harvest. Every tomato you eat today comes from a seed somebody else owns. That was not true 100 years ago. Your great-grandmother pulled seeds from her best tomato, dried them on a paper plate, folded them in newspaper, and planted them next April. Free, forever. Then, in 1980, the Supreme Court ruled that a living organism could be patented. By 1996, 4 corporations controlled roughly 60% of the global seed market. They did not take seed saving from us. They made it almost impossible to practice without breaking the law. Skill number 5. Selecting the strongest plant for next year. Your great-grandparents walked their garden in late summer and tied a string around the plant that survived the drought, the one the bugs left alone, the one that produced after everyone else stopped. That was next year's seed. 10 generations of that, and a family had a tomato variety adapted to their exact soil, their exact climate, their exact pest pressure. Big agriculture replaced 10,000 years of that work with one variety bred for shipping trucks. Skill number 6. Wet fermentation for seed cleaning. Tomato and cucumber seeds are coated in a gel that prevents them from sprouting inside the fruit. Your great-grandmother knew you had to squeeze them into a jar, leave them on the counter for 3 days until the surface molded, then rinse and dry. The fermentation kills disease and breaks the gel. Modern packets skip this. That is why home-saved fermented seeds outperform store seed almost every time. If you are getting something from this so far, drop a comment with the number of the skill you are going to try first. The comments are the only signal that decides whether this knowledge reaches the next person who needs it. Skill number 7. Growing skirret. Skirret was the most common root vegetable in Europe for 1,500 years. Sweeter than a carrot, Perennial plants itself, no fertilizer required. Henry VIII demanded it at every meal. You have never heard of it because skirret cannot be mechanically harvested. The roots branch in clusters. They do not fit on a tractor. So skirret does not exist anymore. Not because it is bad, because it is not profitable. Skill number 8. Growing good King Henry. A perennial spinach that lives 20 years from a single planting. It spreads on its own. It survives frost down to -20 degrees. Your great-grandparents grew it in the shady corner of the yard where nothing else would. It was replaced by annual spinach, which you have to buy seeds for every single year. Same nutrients, same flavor. But annual spinach is a product. Good King Henry is a gift. Skill number 9. Growing groundnut. The plant that kept the Pilgrims alive their first winter. A native North American legume that produces strings of edible tubers underground, higher in protein than a potato. It fixes its own nitrogen, needs no fertilizer, and grows in poor soil. In 1985, Louisiana State University began a research program to bring groundnut to market. The program was quietly shut down by the mid-90s, officially due to lack of market interest. Unofficially, a crop that requires 0 inputs is a crop that does not sell inputs. Skill number 10. Identifying lamb's quarters. higher in calcium than spinach, higher in iron than kale. Grows in every parking lot, every garden, every roadside in North America. Your great-grandparents called it wild spinach and ate it twice a week. The lawn chemical industry spent 60 years convincing you it is a weed. The word weed is a marketing term. It means a plant the chemical companies have not figured out how to charge you for yet. Skill number 11. Identifying purslane, the most omega-3 rich land plant on Earth, grows in cracks in sidewalks. Mahatma Gandhi ate it daily. It has been deliberately bred out of agricultural landscapes through targeted herbicides. Not because it harms crops, because it competes for shelf space at the grocery store. We are past halfway, and the next few get heavier. Stay with me. Skill number 12. Identifying wild garlic, the single most useful foraging skill on this list. Wild great-grandparents knew it by smell. Crush a leaf. If it does not smell like onion or spring vegetable for 200 years. Today, it sells for $30 a pound at farmers' markets. Your garlic, do not eat it. That one rule kept generations safe. Skill number 13. Leaching acorns into flour. Every oak tree is a food crop. One mature oak drops 200 pounds of acorns every year. Native Americans built civilizations on acorn flour. Your European great-grandparents during the World Wars ate acorn bread for years. The skill is leaching. Grind the acorns, soak in cold water, change the water daily for a week. The bitterness disappears. You are left with flour. The reason this skill was lost is exactly because it worked too well. A society that can eat from the trees in its parks and roadsides is a society that cannot be made to depend on grocery stores. So the knowledge was scrubbed from public education within 2 generations. Skill number 14. The 3 sisters polyculture. Corn, beans, and squash planted together. Corn supports the beans. Beans fix nitrogen for the corn. Squash shades the soil and prevents weeds. No fertilizer, no pesticides. This system fed 60 million people across the Americas for 4,000 years. The United States Department of Agriculture in the 1840s pushed farmers toward monoculture corn. Monoculture corn requires fertilizer, requires pesticide, requires irrigation, requires a buyer. 3 sisters required none of that. Guess which one got promoted? Skill number 15. Building terra preta, the charcoal soil. The last one, the one that should make you angry. Indigenous Amazonians made a soil called terra preta, black earth, by burying charcoal mixed with food waste and bones. The soil regenerates itself. It is still fertile 2,500 years later. Modern scientists studying it call it the most productive soil on Earth. The fertilizer industry has spent decades and billions of dollars trying to replicate its results with synthetic chemicals, and failed. The technique to make it is so simple a child can do it. Burn wood slowly with limited oxygen. Crush the charcoal, mix it with compost, work it into your beds. Your great-grandparents in some regions still made a version of it. The knowledge was deliberately replaced with synthetic fertilizer because synthetic fertilizer can be sold every spring. Charcoal soil is made once and works forever. Now look at the pattern. Every skill on this list shares one thing. It makes you less dependent. Less dependent on stores, less dependent on seed companies, less dependent on fertilizer, irrigation, chemicals, and supply chains. Less dependent on the people who profit when you cannot feed yourself. That is why these skills disappeared. Not because they stopped working. They never stopped working. They disappeared because a population that could feed itself was bad for business. The skirret could not be put on a tractor. The moringa could not be put in a barrel. The polyculture pond did not need feed. The clay pot did not need plastic. The acorn did not need a grocery store. The terra preta did not need fertilizer. Every one of these was erased on purpose, in your lifetime, by people whose names are on the buildings of every major American institution. And the most powerful thing you can do right now, the thing they spent 100 years trying to prevent, is to learn one of them. You do not have to learn all 15 this year. Start with one. Save seeds from a tomato. Identify lamb's quarters in your yard. Bury a clay pot in your garden. One skill at a time, you take back something that was taken from us on purpose. If you found this video valuable, hit subscribe so the next one reaches the next person who needs to hear it. The harvest begins now.